Yes, na. Pati na. Wala sila.
Let's welcome our host Sir Alberto Abira aka Tata Bert.
Hello, welcome, mabuhay. Today is a great day. It could be a sudden day at the same time because the Filipino community have lost an icon, a community leader, the lovable lady who have been in the community for more than 5 decades. But ultimately, something has to end. His services, his presence among us. The name, the lovely lady, Dr. Santander, lady dentist, who served our community of all his heart and ready to extend help whenever it's needed. Most of the time, she is always around, is part, especially to the most needy person. She has extended her help, what in any way, in any capacity. So, today, we have to give a tribute to that gentle lady, an icon, a helping hand extended to everybody, and a jolly person in a life of a party whenever an occasion calls for. This lady, I could name so many numerous things, but I don't want to miss any of it, so I will just summarize in one word. The lovable lady in our community has passed away. But his presence may not be around us anymore, but his good deeds, his thumb mark for being in this community have contributed so much so, like anybody else, yes, she has done her part as a member of the community. That is the very good example, and we have to be emulate the acts and his sincerity, his charitable work, his love again for the community is beyond expression. So it is in our hearts and everybody's Filipinos heart that the lovable lady, the life of the party, the helping hand passed away 2 days ago. So life is it. No matter what we do, there is always an everything. We are just finite. Any moment, we are just passing on this earth. So we have to be thankful that she has been around us even for a few decades, but she has implanted the tribute and accomplishment for this successful community we have in Montreal. She has made an impression to the community leader, especially to the politicians, that anybody, a Filipino, could be like her, and she has done a good example, and this to be remembered of us. And the picture all over is a lovely lady together in jolly, representing herself and to entertain especially she could singer, she could laugh, she could join the party, and I could call him always the life of the party whenever it is needed and whenever she is at her presence. So thank you. So anybody who would like to say something, you are welcome. It may be my praises and emulations may not be enough, but if you could supplement, I will highly appreciate that because my words may be limited. So if you have something to contribute, I know Gina, as you are listening, please come forward and say something about her. Banji, your best friend, if you have something to say, please come forward. Or anybody else. You don't have to be identified because I cannot identify everybody, but everybody is my friend. Please come forward. Come in. Akyat kayo. Because so many of you here and the pictures appearing left and right, enjoying the moment, enjoying the party, enjoying the presence of our lovable lady, lively dentist, as we could always remember. So much so for that. But anytime I want, if I swift some, oh, she's a lady. How could you forget that beautiful face and her acts has implanted within us in the community? So, any moment when I change subject, please don't hesitate. We could always go back to her because words may not be enough, but with your addition and comments, I could miss a lot. I know that, but you people are welcome to supplement my shortcomings. My words of wisdom may not be supplied by everything, but you could always support and make more about her to be remembered in our community. So here are the pictures. What more could we say? I know this is not enough. This is just a flash. So everything will be passing, but she will be in our hearts for a long, long time if you would think of how Filipino leaders in the community. I could name that she is one of our builders in the community. She is in her heart. We work together. We officers of FAMAS in the early 70s and 80s. We are the one who built this FAMAS. So accomplishment wise, you could name names because in her how, if you are considering the accomplishment, there are file and file of trophies and plaques and awards. You name it, she got it because I could remember she was given also a outstanding Filipino leaders in the North America given in Philadelphia. So here, any awards she got it already. So, but awards is being translate to accomplishments because you will not get an award without this equivalent of extra credit. Of course, I would like to invite you on December 14th at 7. So there's an announcement. Let it be. Finish that. More videos to watch. So let's watch the watch if it's needed. So because the tribute will be continuing on and on. So So for now, I will go back to her again if there will be somebody who supplement it. So what's that? Jello. Good eve, Tata Bert. Okay, here is another one. Canadian Pinoy, thank you. And Diana Rose Gabiana. Hello, host. My name is Bert Alberto Abiera, a senior here in our community. Thank you. Sabi na Diana Rose, tamsak done. Okay. Thank you, you people, for acknowledging and maybe just for to amuse yourselves you are watching. But I would appreciate if you could contribute it and comment on my talk because I could be saying a sweet nothing, but that will entertain you because maybe you may learn something or not, but that's how it is. The talk show. It all depends on the apprehension of the listeners, how they would take and while they are listening. So it all depends on an individual. With the Angeline Day. Okay. Hello po. Thank you, Iha. Okay. So why don't you come in? So the technician will easily put you on the screen if you just say so. It's very easy for our technicians. Yes, the experienced one, they are knowledgeable and this modern techniques of transmission of images and audio, especially on this modern techniques of online meeting. That is the keyword. So thank you again, and we I have to follow the custom of because it so happened that Santander died on this merry celebration of the birth of Christ, but there's nothing wrong mixing it up or making condolences and at the same time wishing a Merry Christmas, which is everything we have to be adaptable. We cannot just stick to one subject because so many things happening in this world all at the same time. So we are celebrating Merry Christmas for the incoming of the Lord, the birth of Christ, and at the same time this the passing of our beloved friend. Of course, he is my mentor because and during the PAMAS board meeting, every meeting we have a good argument all the time because we old timers, we really discuss hard and we have produced this building because every detail has to be explained and has everybody has to be satisfied. That's why we came up a good result because everybody is interested and willing to put his or her hand to make this project realized. Now we are proud that you, young generation, inherited this building. And we are asking you, please take good care of this building. Please be transparent in your activities because the community will be always backing every officers of this organization if they knew that you are doing good and showing what you have done and make a report because what you have been doing is not for you to keep and what you for you to be kept silence because you are being placed there as volunteers. So please don't take advantage of yourself personally, but make it transparent. That's what the community is asking from you. So I have said my piece, and please don't get be insulted, because if nobody will tell you, I know your duty, but time and again, this is just a reminder that these people, your officers, has an obligation to make a report to its member the outcome of every activities you have, so support will be on hand if they are happy about what you are doing. And because since they are the members who put you there, they have the right to ask your question. Please tell me what you have done, what will be your projects, how could I support you if I don't know? Please let us know. Like this, good example, the recent fundraising for the flooding in the Philippines. You are doing good because immediately you don't have to be waiting for somebody else to do what you, because you have heart of a Filipino, a sympathy, a caring attitude, bayanihan, supporting our countrymen when they are in crisis. We have a good heart, everybody. So I could also praise you on that, because that is our quality as a Filipino. Willing and willing, no matter they don't have anything, but Filipinos, as what they say, a piece of bread which is about to put in her mouth, but still, when somebody is there asking for food, you still give that piece of bread, or even share if it is, has to be, though, because we cannot look our kababayan and miserable if we only have something. That's what we are. That is the good quality of being a Filipino. So let's maintain that. So while doing that, let's resume our responsibility and enjoy the jolly seasons. This happening every year, but we will never get tired doing the same every year, because it is our custom and tradition celebrating the longest holiday season of any part of this earth. Our celebration is not that lavish. Whatever we have, we are contented and happy. We don't suffer much anguish or lamentations in any case, because we accept. We are not that vulnerable for anything else, because our body is built for that, because we accept who we are. We cannot just pretending what we are not. Of course, we are easily adaptable to in any culture, like Filipinos. They are welcome on every part of this world because they are adaptable. They are willing to accept any mixture in any society. Because we may be Filipinos, we are an Asian, but we are also an English speaking in Asia. So that's how we are, because the official language of the world is for now is English. So we are ready and able to accept the situation wherever we are. So that's what we easily recognize as Filipinos. But so time changes now, but like some politicians, yes, why we are not even participating in election, or rather, they would, why you are not being part of a candidate, or be the one a part of the run, making the solution in the Congress or in the council. But for now, here in Quebec, particularly, of course, we are not that active. But any part of the world where English is the official language, as English is spoken in every communication, Filipinos are already there. There are so many congressmen in the United States, but in other parts of the province of Canada, like Toronto and Ontario, Winnipeg, there are Filipinos are also on the government's side working hand in hand for the accomplishment of every government's activities. So, we, who knows, maybe 5 years from now, we will be having our kids because for now, our graduates, our young lawyers, Filipinos are not well participating so much in the elders' activities. So maybe because of different culture, or but we will be reaching there little by little. So because Filipinos are not just a watcher, they would like to also to participate because what the Psalm have said, there will be no tyrants if there are no slaves. So because we have been endured and we easily accept and we easily bow is to our foreigners. We are friendly, but that doesn't mean we are submissive. But it's too bad that it took us 300 years to have our generation got educated during the time of our nationalists, right? Dr. Russell and company. Because when these Filipinos got educated, that's the only time we learned that we realized that we are equal to any people as a human being. We have also the right to be respected and be a leader. So that is the start that we gain this respect worldwide. So that's we are here now. So we enjoy, we suffer the consequence, but at long last we gain our independence and we are dependable and make our own decision in our life and community. So while these things last, we will enjoy it. So every opportunity is an hand for grab. That's a good part of being a citizen of this world because everybody has an opportunity. So let's enjoy and share. And like Canada, being a multicultural country, and we are number one making the participation because Filipinos are easily could assimilate in any culture because you could find them in any part of this world. Even in Yukon, there is Filipinos. The buildings there are going down like 6 story below. So, but there are still Filipinos there because they could survive because they are adaptable. So, if nobody would praise us, let us praise ourselves because don't just rely and wait for somebody to say that you have done a good job because you know yourself you are doing good, so you don't have to wait somebody to like you because if you don't like yourself, nobody would like you. But if you like yourself, everybody will follow to like you because if you respect, that is the word, respect begets respect. So enjoy while these things last. So much so for that, okay? Well, here comes like, of course, I had to go back to farmers because that's my favorite subject and that's my alma mater because I am one, I could say, who are the material and instrument for to have that building get what it is now. So So, because of this past incidents of the administration, because of they have to settle the case to the court, and last 2 days I received a call and I got a copy of the judgment. So maybe I'm not talking so much details, but uh, I will be asking Dick Dahirok to explain that. I hoping that because he promised to be appearing here to explain what, because the ruling says that the one party law, so and the incoming winner by default, as the judge says, they won by default because of the discrepancies of the election. So they were not inducted. So because after this judgment, so the bylaws and the constitution of Hamas, while they are not ready yet, or so it is the board of trustees has to take the management until the incoming board will be ready for to hold the position. So for now, according to the chairman of the board, Dick Dahiro, so we have to take over. But when and when? So that's a question, because if there is no ruling body and the PAMAS, what's the use of the board of trustees? They're not taking action. Hopefully, within this year, this will be settled. I've been asking that. Actually, I heard that before last year that they won, but why the transition was not done. I just want to see farmers not doing their service, because that is the purpose of community center. They have to serve the community, because they could say that because of the pandemic, you could always serve online or whatever, because there is always a way if you are willing to do your job. Because if you don't want to serve, there's also an excuse. But so for that, because liars have short legs. Sooner or later, the membership would know the truth. So why wait for that? So do our part already. So I'm calling the attention of the chairman of the board to take action. If you cannot make action, say so, somebody would take over. Who is willing to take the charge? And one more. I had a good meeting last night with the Knights of the Sal, because Sir Jerry Dancer, commander of the Montreal chapter, asked my ideas on how to celebrate the death anniversary, or the martyrdom of Dr. Zerzal this coming December 30th. So I did the meeting, and so far he is not prepared. So I make a supplement, make any suggestions. And of course, they have the tendency of pointing fingers. Why should you accept the position if you are not ready, and you cannot make any solution or make any suggestion on the activities that you are proposing? This is routine. Every year you will be doing that, unless you are forgetting you would like rather to celebrate your own. But you are Knights of Rizal. Rizal has to take the place of every major celebration. In Manila, this is a big celebration that every member of the chapter, no matter where you are, has to celebrate. And if you are in Manila, everybody goes to Luneta or Bagong Bayan to say, to attend the commemorative celebration, the execution, reenactment, as always, to remind the young generation how it is being done, how our national heroes were persecuted because of exposing the unwanted acts of the invaders. So, but this has to be planted in the heart of every Filipino to appreciate, to reconnect those sufferings of our national heroes or our elders or our forefathers who endured this mistreatment of our forefathers. But without them, we will not be enjoying as what we are otherwise will be remain as a father. Welcome, Al. Thank you. How are you?
Ay, Bert, musta
I'm
na?
celebrating Christmas. This
Ah,
December. It started last November, but maybe I'm late, but it's better late than never.
fantastic. You're festive. That's good. You're following the
So,
times. That's good.
before I forget, I would like to know what is my quota for our Christmas party.
What do you mean, quota?
Yeah, what is will be my contribution because
I
we are
see.
having a Christmas party, but
Yeah.
you will be distributing. So, what could I contribute to be distributed to our compatriots?
Okay. Well,
What
anything
about
that
I go before you? I would like to. What about I could make an egg roll and egg roll is easy to distribute for you.
that is nice. Well,
Okay?
yeah, Janet Perignon is in charge for that,
Yeah, okay.
and she's trying to call you. In fact, I know you're busy in the studio,
Okay.
but she's
Give
gonna
me
call you
update on
tomorrow.
our own time.
Fantastic, Bert. I appreciate that you're joining the Zoom
Okay.
Christmas party with everything.
Okay. I have to go back to our subject.
Yes,
A tribute to our grand lady, Dr. Jen Santander. I know you have something to say it of her. A lot of things about Dr. Santander. I've spoken a lot, but maybe nonsense. But at least
yes.
Jonathan have shown lots of pictures. You were in there, so please
Well,
supplement.
Jean Santander is, as I've said before, that she is an icon of the Filipino community. Ever since she entered as an active promoter and also a famous president, she's been everywhere. She's well known. She's well liked. And even as a professional, as a dentist, she is very good. In fact, she made my dentures. And and until now, look, it's still good. Jean is very well liked. She's even in pharma. She's not partisan. Even during the crisis in 2012 and 13, she never sided with anybody, even to the opposite side of the party, because she's well respected. She's very well respected, and now, unfortunately, because of that deadly disease that she got, it's unfortunate that it eroded her ability to to be as part to be normal as it is, and I think she has suffered enough with that disease, and now she's with the Lord. and we all definitely we miss her. Unfortunately, it's during she died during this pandemic. Or there should be a lot of people, well wishers, to send her off. And anyway, she's still within our memories.
When
Timmy Euro, I remember her as a Timmy Euro. Just remember the singer, Timmy Euro. If you listen to her song, as if you're looking at Jean Santander.
help, I have nothing.
I have
Okay.
nothing to
Well,
say.
I could sense you're about to say we are all going there.
Which one? Oh yeah. We are.
This I disagree with you because getting old is just your likings.
Yeah. As I've
Because
said, if you're listening if you're listening attentively to the church,
yeah,
especially, talking about death, they said that death is just a stage, a part of your troubles, and it's part of it. And now there's another part of it which we don't know, and it will continue on. So it's not like the end, but it's just like a passing to one stage to another. So that's how I look at it.
yeah.
So right now,
I would say it is a transition
correct. Yeah, you got the right
from
word.
one life to another.
You nailed it. That's it.
That's
Definitely.
one thing. So I don't like because I don't want to hear from just being an old. So that's why
Oh,
I'm really avoiding that. I don't accept that being old. That's why I'm
that's
always
true.
young.
That is true.
But Jen and I almost have the same age, has the same number.
Really.
More or
Yeah.
less, I don't know exactly, but we are on the same track because we debate in every details when we are on the process of this famous building. When we have been starting to fundraise, we never left one stone unturned to get that $1 for a contribution to have a building fund. I really have regret that this new administration are really forgetting how hard it was for us to start with. But now, I don't know what to say. I have seen that was very lamentable that why they cannot take good care of our building. Why up to now there is no improvement. We expect them to have the improvement or expansion because our community is big. But there was never turnover. Every year, funds are missing. I have been crying. I've been making and lambasting this every now and then, every opportunity. That's why they don't want me to be in the center anymore because I'm watching them whatever the move. So but
Well,
now, Doc Dick the Hero have called me that we have to take over because of this discrepancy and the judgment has been done. So we have to take over. I'm waiting for Dick. When? If we have to take over, we cannot just let the building live there alone without no maintenance or taking care of.
well,
Hopefully this week.
okay. Well,
Okay,
I
any
just
more
found
about
out.
any subject? It's open. We have to utilize this
That's
space.
right. I just found out about that about the judgment last week. To my surprise, it, it's been set, and I haven't seen the paper. I haven't seen the documents sent by the judge or
Yeah.
whatever. But I know it's just certain issue. It's about technicalities, I guess. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, please.
Yeah, I have a copy.
Yeah, you have a copy. And what you think it was a technicality that the judge turned over the
The
decision over?
judgment, the judgment was bare on the technicalities in the process and more of that early campaigning because there is a late time limit of campaign. And worst thing is that uh, they don't accept the accusation, but they pay the penalty. Why you have to pay the penalty if you don't have an infraction?
That I don't know. They. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Well,
I've heard that.
will that erase your infraction because you paid the penalty? Actually, that's an admission.
Well, if you pay the penalty, that means to say you're guilty.
You
So you pay the
admitted,
penalty to whom? To the Comelec, to the
the,
farmer?
not to the election rules.
Yeah, I know. To the electoral. To whom? To
They
farmers?
paid,
To
no. It was paid to the Comelec according. I'm not exactly now know what, but that's what the ruling says.
okay. Well, I think in every how should I say presidency, the term of each president, or every board of directors, they have their own regulation in regards to proceedings in elections. During the it started. I know that when there was the General Assembly during the first term of Ausdon, and Ramon Vicente was the chairman of that General Assembly, which is the intention of that is the revision of the Constitution, 2011. It's quite controversial, but they were able to pull through because they were able to revise some of this. That's a time when you know that you fought so hard that the round logo of the farmers was changed now into a shield during the Mabuhay team, right? That's 2011 to 2014. And when Nida Kirapas took over, there was another General Assembly, which was chaired by Ray Balanzi, Sir Ray Balanzi. Balanzi did a good job, and that was the time when I saw you made a motion to change back the round logo from the shield, because I don't know. I mean, during the you just don't like to accept the shield, but that's fine. That's fine. And it was carried, and the motion was was seconded, and everything, and everything went well. Right after that, there were no any General Assembly. Right after that, from
Yeah,
Nika to Cora
because
Abirin,
I
Cora
have the history of that.
Abirin.
Okay, I have the history of that
Yeah,
logo was designed by Engineer Domingo Rosales, which I was a member of that board because and only at that time the Bahamas has the logo. So we make that in black and white and just scratch, but that is the object that they round and everything. Now it is being still written. We really so when I was done change the logo. Of course, it passes through the approval of the assembly, but because the assembly is always the most powerful in every organization because membership is the one running the
yeah.
approval all the time.
That
So,
is why it
so
was referred.
Nidam to make an assembly that has to be and
Well,
instead of uh, Filipino or instead of Philippine, they make it Filipino, which
okay.
so
Well,
it
I
was
think
approved by the assembly, so that's how it's being adopted.
there was no breach of ours done during her term because that shield was properly put into motion to a General Assembly. And
Yeah.
the General Assembly vote for it. And then when Nida Carapa's term, there was another General Assembly in which it was reverted back. So that's good. It's all in fine, Now it's back. It's now the original one.
Yes,
As
of
I
course,
said.
there's also still a revision instead of Philippine, it was made of Filipino.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, the procedure was done well, and
Yeah.
that's good. But as I've said, there wasn't any General Assembly during Cora Abirin and during which is you call the Cesar Manuel's presidency, but he was a lame duck because it was a minority government because there was only two people who was from the Samahan and the rest are from the Malaya. And then now the next election, um, with Cesar Manuel, with Samang Makabayan has a landslide, but then it was rejected by the Malaya team, not accepted. So here it goes. That's how we end up in this debacle now. Ever since 2004-11 to this after I was Don's term to what do you call this? Even during second term of I was done, it was very controversial because during Bud Sarmiento was the chairman of the COMELEC. There is a clause there that
Yeah.
if you
The
have,
penalty of the 150 votes.
yes, and that's in the Constitution, eh? It is in
Yeah.
the Constitution. So Bud Sarmiento is just following the Constitution. So it was so that when one of the candidates starts soliciting during the moratorium that you're not supposed to campaign during the month of May in Longsop, it was that was the one, and everybody got suffered. 150. That that whoever put that motion, I don't know, but it was passed. That motion on the Constitution was passed, and it was applied, and it was a very controversial Constitution. And that's a time when Cesar Manuel supposed to win. Manuel has the popularity votes. I was the minority votes, but
But
because
still.
he was deducted 150 votes, he lost. It's very controversial. And then during Nida Kerapas, because when I ran against Nida, I lost. So during Nida there was no controversy. I haven't. I was there as a volunteer. I want to be with farmers because I like to know what's going in there. Teach computers, and during that time there was no. I haven't seen any controversy in Nida. She did a good job during the typhoon, the Haiyan. Was it? That's the Haiyan, right?
Yolanda.
Yolanda, yeah. And there was lots of shipments out to the
Yeah.
Philippines. And then during Cora Birin, during the Cora Birin, I wasn't able to indulge myself, but I tried to help working on the website. But I know, Bert, you were a volunteer during Abirin, isn't it? You were there every day, so
Yeah.
the you have witnessed as a volunteer how the farmers transformed. Now during our time, during our and there was a transition of finances. I was there. Who made the books? Ramon Vicente was the one who presented the finances. The representative from NIDA's executive directors and AUS's executive directors met on the basement, and there was a formal transition of the books. Two accounts. One's for the building fund, and the other one's the operating budget. And when AU left, there was lots of improvement. They changed. You have seen they changed the bathroom upstairs. They changed the bathroom downstairs, and they painted the walls. And That I can vouch that there was a formal transition of the finances from out to NIDA, because I know, because I was there. You know, it was even tape recorded. It was even recorded. And then from NIDA to Abirin, I was not involved in there. What happened to that transition? And from Abirin to Cesar Manuel, which is a lame duck again, with the Malaya. I haven't seen any books. And then from the Malaya, Cesar Manuel to another Cesar Manuel too, another era. There was no any presentation. I've seen during Abirin's time they try to post the statement on Facebook, and that's good. At least they put it on Facebook. But after that, I haven't seen much about it. That's the only thing I can see. In terms of the Comelec under Buds Sarmiento is, I haven't seen any discrepancy, except of course the controversy of it. He said that all 150 votes were taken down. So there was a riot, there was a rally in front of the Farmers Building. Buses passes by when it was really there was several attempts to get into the building. And during NIDA to Abirin, during my term, not my term, my candidacy to against NIDA, Dick Ribaya was the chairman of the Comelec, and he did a good job. There there were some complaints, but Dick right away jumped on it, and it was a very peaceful um, a peaceful transition. But then the next one is from NIDA to Abirin, which is chaired by Felix Salazar, chairman. Felix Salazar from the from Dorval. Well, you see, FAMAS is doing a good job by selecting good chairmanship on Comelec, because first of all, they're not controversial, they're impartial, and they work hard. And I know Felix works hard, because I work with I volunteer with Felix, count the ballots and think. I not count the ballots, but just observe. And he's doing a good job during the time, and I don't see any discrepancy. And then here comes Abirin to Cesar Manuel minus plus the Malaya, which is chaired by Julie Parado. That's another controversy. And of course, the Malaya team didn't accept that declaration of the winners by Julie Parado, because blah blah blah. There's lots of controversy of the ballots being transported out of the farmers and bring it home and counted. I know. I was there, and that's the first time. Then the counting of ballots was counted more than 12 hours. I think it started around 10 in the evening and ended around 8 o'clock in the morning. It's the first time that happened. And of course, they're tired, I don't know, but they decided to bring home the ballots, and then next thing you know, there was an announcement who's going to be the president. Now, that's another controversy, but that's the decision of the Comelec. So, what can we do? And now here, during Glenn Sopendo's chairmanship as a Comelec, yeah, Opendo, the recent one. I haven't seen anything like this yet, because it's so. First of all, it's so what do you call that? It's so fluid. When you register, there are all those volunteers with their computers. It's all computerized. Next thing you know, you get one step to another. You get your ballot. You sign up, and then you get out. And then, of course, I try to because I like to know what's happening, because I don't know much. Glenn didn't ask me to volunteer because we don't know each other. I volunteered as a watcher for the sa mga makabayan, just to look, just to see whether there's something going on. And I was assigned from 10 o'clock up to 3 o'clock in the morning, watching and working with Bing Stoffa at the basement. And as I was watching around, Glenn was working hard, going up and down, checking, are you okay? Everything's okay. Everything's good. We're tired, but she tried to he, um, he tried to accommodate those workers, and I think he understands how people work hard. And another thing that he did, I think, is he he established what we call the well, not established, but he organized a debate. I saw that. I think Jonathan was part of that, and I think Umberto. I mean, they arranged the debate between the two parties to find out, what are their goals for the community, and that's good. That's the only way how to find out whether these people, this group, are serious in working with the community. And I saw that. I saw who showed up, and those who showed up partially, and who spoke partially, and right away you can judge who is really the leaders, who are going to be the leaders on this community. And the Comelec, the Comelec that time offered the community a stage, in sound, light, and color, to decide. There you go. You judge. It's up to you now.
Yeah, I could only say that why this farmers officers ineffective because they could do anything they want without intervention by the membership. So if the membership are watching them day to day or time and again, they have to expect report. These officers will be doing their job well, but membership itself doesn't just wait and see. They could comment whatever their comments is not even focused to the person concerned. They're focused outside. So how could the officers be responsible when the question is not even directed to them?
Well, in politics, in farmers, in our Filipino community, that is already a problem ever since. I don't know what, but I wasn't active in the community during your term as a president. You be the judge
We
of
have
that.
to go. During our time, it's very simple. Okay, the first time that the election at large was held during my term, that was against Sene Monye. And because the membership was that around 500, 200, and most of the time, we just hand raise and then that's it. Everything is fair.
Well, I know during that count, I know when you won because I was in Agreement Park. That's the time when you won the election as farmers president. In fact, you step on the table, the picnic table, and declare yourself the winner. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, that's why I know what happened during those elections. Ever since Eddie Pilausa was a president, he also did declare winner at the Beverly Beaver Lake at Beaver Lake.
Beber Lake. Most of the time,
Beaver
Beber
Lake. I
Lake.
think that was around 78,
Yeah.
77. Yeah, and those days there's only one term. Okay, you cannot have a difference.
One year.
1 year.
1 year term.
Yeah, that's right. And you really have to go. You have to really have to do it fast because 1 year is fast.
Yeah.
It's not like now. It's 2 years. You can twiddle down with these 2 years. You got lots of times to develop to make farmers great again. But as I've said, it all involves on the person who is really serious. If you really want to have a difference when you become an officer or a director. I won't be surprised that even your term, you have some people in your board of directors who doesn't lift a finger at all. Maybe yes, they like to join. Oh no, but anyway, during the time, the interest of people wanting to become officers, board director is not as really. It's not as in demand like in the 90s during the term of James De La Paz, and everybody everybody fights to become a board of directors, and which is me and even Marvin Rotran is being surprised. You spend money, you spend your time,
Yeah.
okay, and you develop enemies to get into this, to get being a board of directors, and then next thing you know, when you win, you don't and then after that you take it for granted.
Okay, I'll I think we love to talk and talk, but we forgot of time. So, so could you
Well,
come
because
again
you're doing a
tomorrow?
good job there.
Could you join me tomorrow? If you have
Uh,
something to say.
tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Tomorrow is bingo time. You know that in
Okay,
Heritage
okay.
we got bingo,
So,
but on
I
Wednesday,
have to say thank you to the
yes, Bert,
audience. Maraming salamat.
you're
It's
doing
very
good.
fruitful tonight. At least my throat doesn't dry that much. You're taking over.
It's
I
a
really
pleasure, Bert,
appreciate
of
it.
having me. Thank you
There
for
are
having
lots of
me.
things to be taken when you have a good conversation like you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mabuhay.
And because I am very proud that our heritage group is really something. It's really working people. They don't look forward to themselves. They really look forward to the responsibility. I
That's
appreciate
right.
that with your leadership. That's why. So,
Oh, thank you. I'm proud of them too. I'm proud of them.
yeah.
Mga senior pa lahat.
Yeah, that is one thing sure when you have a responsible directors. Thank you very much. So, good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. Hopefully, you'll be watching us again, laugh with us, criticize us. And maybe, at least that makes you laugh with my stammering words.
It's you, Bert.
It's
Stammering
not
is
a
good.
question of fluency, but at least you could make you laugh. Thank you very much.
Right.
Good night and mabuhay kayong lahat.
Mabuhay.